Hi, hello, and howdy. This is Sheila, and welcome to the Painted Pig Studio. Just trying to make sure what I see is what you're getting. Check one more time. I have to climb up on a stool because I'm so short. Okay. How's that? All right, and first I'd like to thank you guys for all the very kind, encouraging comments on my last video, the Joie de Parisienne Part 3. It was a hot mess. I know that. Didn't get much sleep, so I'm going to blame it on that. How about that? Now, I'm doing the cover, and I know you've seen me do this before, or maybe you have if you've well, perhaps you have not. But I thought I would do this, and for some reason I've got to have it right side up, even though it's not going to show. I'm doing it just slightly different. I did go ahead and get some Tyvek, which is very, very, very strong. It's going to strengthen that and make it even more strong. To give it more longevity and make it stronger in the grooves here. And what I did was I cut my fabric 1 inch larger, wider, and taller, and and it's just thin cotton fabric that I have ironed interfacing on to make it stronger as well. Now what I'm using is this Linoco adhesive, natural pH. Now this is an actual book glue. It is PVA, permanent PVA adhesive, but it was advertised for, oh goodness, Nikki, she got mad at Sweetie. For paperboard framing, collage crafts, bookbinding. So I'm adding it. I have a little container that my olives to go came in. And by the way, I'm using a little press and seal over the top. You can do this with your Mod Podge too if you've never seen it before. And it will help to keep the threads of your lid from sticking. Because sometimes it gets hard to open with all that sticky stuff dried around it. Alright, and I've got, I hope this is not lens cleaner. I think it's when I emptied and put water in. I'm just going to spray just a little water on there, because it does tend to be kind of thick. Okay, so let's start. And I'm going to start with the spine, I believe. Let me see. I know I move things around a lot, so I'm going to place this where I want it. Just a little excess at each corner that I may have to trim. But I want it to stay in place, and you know me. I'm not the steadiest person, as you can tell. And, which reminds me, I haven't taken my medicine. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, I'm back. Let's see how far we can get before the battery dies. And you know what? I can always straighten it up. So I'm going to paint the glue on with a paintbrush onto the back of the spine. And the spine is made from, of course, the actual spine of the book was not large enough. So I took an old scrapbook album, one of those post-bounds, and if you tear this off, then you get good strong board like book board. So that's what I did. And then I have a handy little tool that I used to cut it with, but any kind of box cutter, X-Acto, anything like that would work. You just got to go over it lightly many, many times. Okay, I believe that's enough. So let's get you in place here. Okay, there is good. There's a little more. Just kind of eyeballing it. Okay. Now, I'm going to use a and I have seen people do this with a lot less care, and it comes out fine. But I know me. And if I take my time, I do a much better job. I've had to train myself to do that because I tend to rush things. And then end up with a product and less than satisfactory product. Okay. So I'm going to take this off now and do this side. Being sure to get good coverage. And this, I've had better luck. I've tried doing a cover many different ways. Probably the next best I found was to use the the iron-on stuff, the name of which is escaping me at the moment. But you'd find it in the fabric department or in a fabric store. Heat and bond. That's what it is, heat and bond. And it works okay. Probably great for a user, more talented user than I. But the interfacing, although it's an extra step, well, I don't consider it an extra step actually with this thin cotton fabric. But it could be, to some people, considered an extra step. I think it's worth it. The glue does not bleed through, and using a brush helps to get good coverage, but spread it thinly. And so I've only used it a couple of times, but I've had very good results both times. Got a little wrinkle right there. Uh-oh. Okay, what's going on right there? It might be a little glitch in the interfacing, because that will happen sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's in the part that's being glued down. I think it's the interfacing, which I really can't do anything about right now. So, there we go. I don't know if you can see. But that's smoothing it out. Good deal. Good deal. Okay, now let's do this side. I'm not exactly sure when the copyright of this book, or about the copyright. I would hazard to guess that it's 60s or 70s. A lot of these books were given to be my sister-in-law back, 70s, early 80s. And we used to exchange books after we would read them. And then she went to clean out one time, and she just gave me a whole bunch of Reader's Digests, condensed, all kinds of things that are proving very useful now. Okay, I hope this is not taking too much time. I, again, did not note the time or set my timer. Okay, scoot up a little bit. Okay, might be a thread right there. Let me just move this up. It's a little wrinkle. Okay, that's what I was feeling. There's a thread, or is it? And it's a wrinkle as well. Okay, let's see if I can get that out of there. Work with it just a little bit. Should do it. There we go. Okay, now, the way I did these was I've folded them up and cut the excess like that, because I'm terrible at cutting those things. But I think that this is a little too much, so I am going to trim it. I can get around there to it. Oh, there goes the paintbrush right on my phone. Glue brush. Okay. And I think I'm going to do the same. This one. Just a little. Okay. Hopefully that will do the trick. Okay, on my long sides, the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that there is glue right there on the edge. And then on my fabric it goes. I actually prefer to do it on the book, but for these inside, it seems more practical to do it on the fabric. To do it is, I'm talking about putting the glue on the fabric. Okay, now let's see how that does. I'm going to get my bone folder and just rub it up against that edge. Neat, neat. She's scratching at the door. My husband is in the bedroom taking a shower, I think. And she's scratching at the door. She won't see it. Okay, and I'm going to see if I can get that little corner where I want it. Maybe I did. Okay, and again, over here, let's see if I can get that in there. Just that little tip. But if it doesn't cover in that area, I mean, if the book were going to show, and I put book corners on there, so it's not going to show anyway. So really, I don't know why I'm taking so much care. But you can put a little extra fabric in there after you glue it if you need to. Alright, now let's get this in that crease good. One thing I'm seeing is that this particular Tyvek, and it's possible I ordered the wrong kind, but it is very strong tape, seems like, is shiny. And so that may give me some difficulties that I didn't think about when I ordered it. Okay. And I hope this is not taking too long, but I feel like it is. But, like I said, taking my time has proven to be worth it. To me. I don't know about to you. I can speed it up, though. Why don't I do that? Little music and then speed it up. Here we go. Oh, Daddy got the sneezes. Okay, here we go. Okay. I like to pull it up here at the spine first. No particular reason, or maybe there is that I just don't remember. like to get in to those valleys. I want it to stay down even though it's going to be covered over. I want this to stick. Okay. So far so good. Now let's push that little piece up. It might be that I have to some more glue. Okay, that's good enough. That is good enough. That glue off. Don't want it getting on my cover. All that interfacing and care would have been for naught, as they say. Okay. Let's see if that little piece is going to stay. Look at that glue squirt out. Okay. I believe it looks good, guys. Okay, that's still wiggling. That's why I'm thinking that shiny tape may not be what I was supposed to get. It would not be the first time I'd ordered the wrong thing, would it? I think I cut out the part about the glue stick in the last video. I accidentally ordered these little bitty oohoos. But you know what? I love them. I love them. And they're nice and juicy. And not being very big, they'll most likely stay nice and juicy until the bitter end. Okay. Okay, here we go, loop-de-loop. One more time. Well, actually, two more times. Okay. And I did add a little bit more of the glue to my little container and sprayed it as I did the first time with a little water. Little water. Alright, here we go. Ah, yes. And here. Let's see. That's going to want to act right. It's me that's not acting right, I think. But that's good enough because I'm going to be putting the metal corners on. So that will work. That will work. Ah, yeah. Looking good. Looking good. And once more with feeling, we'll be done. At least with this part. I've got more to do since I'm going to do the little surprise. It's going to be pretty. If I can do it right, it's going to be so pretty. Gosh. And Margaret's story will be straightforward, much like Alice Young's was, just stating she did this and this and this and was born this and this and this, and you know, not a lot of romance or drama, but maybe it will add a little something. It's really fun, and interesting to research these things. You know, I came up with an idea of the character, and then I went in and started Googling. And so my character will be totally fictitious out of my own brain, and she's not going to be really meeting famous people and all that kind of thing. She may be traveling in some of the same circles. Okay, here we go. And the same places, but there you go. Okay, so what I found to let this dry is, these are my spacers, and they're just skewers, but this is what I use as my spacer when I attach the spine to the covers. So I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to place it, and then I'm going to place my weights. And yes, those two are stuck together. I wish I knew what glue that was that I was using at that time, because evidently it's really good glue. Okay, press that down with my bone folder, and now to put weights on this side. And after a couple of hours, these two are the heavy ones, so after a couple of hours I'll switch them out. And it will dry overnight. And I'll give you a sneak peek. This will be my inside. And it's not dry yet. This is my hidden spine, basically, that my signatures will be sewn to. And so it will lay down, and then my paste downs, paper paste downs, will go over this to about right here. And if there's anything like these wrinkles or anything that's bothering me, I won't hesitate to put some lace there. But we'll see when it gets to that point. And I will give you a sneak peek. This will go here. That's all I'm telling you. And it hasn't been glued on, of course. But this will be the outer spine that will go over there. Sparkly. Yes. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope it doesn't take all day to upload this like it did the last one. And thankfully the battery has stayed on. So, thanks so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. A thumbs up if you're so inclined. And, hey, hopefully you've got glue all over yours too right now. And enjoying yourself. And the notification bell if you want to see more. Or if you want to be notified when I put up a video. Because who knows when that will be. I never know. So, you please do stay well, take care, and hugs and kisses until the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.